This week 2 in the Big 12 edition of the Big 12 College Experience on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by our own SGPN Free Roll Football Contest. Football's back. Join our free season-long pick'em for a chance to win $3,000 and a Super Bowl autographed SGP helmet. Sign up today at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/contest. We're also brought to you by Game Time. Snag those tickets without the stress. Use the promo code SGPN on your first purchase to save $20. Download the Game Time app. Use the promo code CFBX. Also brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Play the Underdog Pick'em in college or NFL and win up to 20 times in just one game. Use the promo code SGPN at Underdog Fantasy for a 100% deposit bonus up to $100. And, of course, get over there. It's football season because we're brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook. Download the app now and use the promo code SGP. New customers can score $200 in bonus bets instantly when they bet just $5 on any NFL game. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook with the code SGP. And last but not least, we're finally brought to you by Hall of Fame Bets, the sports betting research platform, parlays, player props, and game lines. Download the Hall of Fame Bets app or visit HOFBets.com and use the code SGPN to get 50% off your first month and start making smarter bets today. And welcome, everybody, back to the Big 12 College Experience, part of the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. Hey, it is week 2. Week 1 is in the books. Oh, my God, do we got a slate for you guys tonight. We got some dogs barking, we gave out a little Wyoming plus 500. That was just the appetizer for this fucking loaded lineup we got in store in week number 2. But if you're wondering who you're listening to, I am Moneyline Mac, a.k.a. the former video coordinator for Bob Huggins and Frank Martin, and joined each and every episode. First up, those watching on youtube.com/the college experience, you got that beautiful graphic, week 2 picks and locks in the background because he was born in Provo, Utah. He's got family in Ames, Iowa. Get over there to the CyHawk Bowl on Saturday in Ames. You got Trump there. You got everybody there. First 1 to 10 wins, and he lives in Morgantown, which they're playing Duquesne, so it's not too. I can't really sell that game. But the Brawls next week. Rambling Rush. I digress. How are you?
You better not be able to sell that game against Duquesne. That better be a absolute blowout. But yeah, doing well, man. I guess BYU kind of has that. So I guess from the family side of things, the Iowa State, good old CyHawk is the family game this week. So. Going to be interesting. It's actually nuts that Trump's going to be there. I saw that and I'm like, yeah, that's about right. It's perfect.
Yeah, it's election season. Iowa's a swing state, so it's more than Trump too. You got multiple presidential candidates taking in the action. All of them betting the under, I'm sure, because nobody takes the over in the CyHawk game. You're crazy if you do. But third man in the box, he's got a little bit of everything going on in the Big 12, a civil war, Stillwater, Norman, Fort Worth, Waco, seed spread in Orlando and Cincinnati. He is the Big 12 guru. Troy Chewning, what is up, brother?
I got my Go Cowboys shirt on again this week.
Big one.
Not gonna wear Baylor. Just gonna give that one a little bit of time. Maybe leave it in the hamper a little bit. Just remember that stink for a while. So whenever you smell it again, don't believe. But yeah, big one on the road. Nightcapper in Tempe. Should be a pretty good week, man. I was telling you guys, we just got done aerating the golf course. So I've been up there for like 36 hours the last couple of days and haven't even hit a single fucking golf ball. It's bullshit.
No, yeah.
Excited to on the couch and drink beer and bet on these games, baby.
And get over there to DraftKings. You guys heard me in the promo. DraftKings. Patrick Mahomes, half a freaking completion. I guess if he gets a concussion on the first play, you will lose. But other than that, It's like betting on Tom Brady to get a completion. It's just going to fucking happen. But this is the college football experience, Big 12 experience. And I think the storyline before we dive into this slate, guys, Big 12's got it's time to put up or shut up this week. We got some guys that need to bounce back. Got some programs with their back to the wall. This is a pride week for the Big 12. Rush, what catches your eye in this slate? Loaded slate, may I add.
Well, you got two teams in Baylor going against Utah, and then Oklahoma State going against Arizona State, two teams that'll be in the Big 12 next year. So, already initiate some bragging rights. I guess Colorado has it over TCU from last week. This, like you said, it's a loaded slate. Like these games and lines, like I think this is another one of those weeks where if you're going to bet a team that's an underdog, bet the money line. Don't. I mean, if you want to be safe, I get it with the points, but go. This is going to be a money line week.
Yeah, I don't disagree. Troy,
both. Yeah, I was going to say play it both ways. Just figure out what percentage you want to sprinkle on that money line, especially if it's a home dog and you're thinking about that. Definitely a little bit of juice on that money line because you see what can happen with some of these college kickers.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing's guaranteed, man. You give somebody 2 minutes left in the game, they'll go halfway down the field, get inside the 30-yard line, and homeboy will snap the crap out of the kick, and money line hits.
Well, and the games that week 2, I'm trying to remember how crazy it was last year. I remember East Carolina played NC State. Their kicker missed 3 field goals. They lose by 3. Appalachian State, they covered if you got the number at the right number. Against North Carolina when they ran back the 2-point conversion, the game that went into the 60s. So it's important, man, if you can get in early in the week. And that's why we usually give out our leans early in the week. Obviously, Thursday pick show that we come to you live every Thursday night at 6 o'clock Eastern. We give out our final picks, our dogs, our teasers, and our round robin. And I think this is probably the easiest week for round robin because we got plenty of dogs to choose from. All right, let's go into the slate after a message from our sponsors because we're talking the free roll football contest. Have you signed up today for our season-long NFL Pick'em contest? The NFL is here. It's opening night. $1,000 for first place, $500 for second place. And if you're a Patreon member for the NFL season, your prize is double, up to $2,000 and $1,000. How about that? That's some cash. Plus, if a Patreon member wins the free roll contest, they'll get an autographed full-size Sports Gambling Podcast helmet, which includes guests like the great Joe Theismann, hail to the Redskins, Bill Romanowski, Pac-Man Jones, hail Dub V, John Sally, Eric Metcalf, and the great Oregon Duck, LeGarrette Blount. Get over there. Sign up with the link right here, sportsgamblingpodcast.com. /contest. That is the sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Patreon to get in for your chance to double your prizes and win the weekly Patreon pick'ems. And I talked about it, man. It is DraftKings season over over on DraftKings Sportsbook because it's football season. I've had 7 months without an NFL game. What the hell are we doing in this country? Crazy, right? Well, good thing it's fucking over because the NFL's here. DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the National Football League, is giving you a can't-miss offer for week 1. This week, new customers can get $200 in bonus bets instantly when you bet just $5 on any NFL game. DraftKings is hooking everyone up with game day greatness. All customers can take advantage of 2 new offers every single game day this September. Check out the app, see what you got, discuss a DraftKings bet we like. I would say... What do you think, guys?
It was a pretty easy one tonight.
Yeah, we'll go. I mean, we'll go with the Mahomes.
Unless you're a sharp and you don't get the bonus, it's a pretty easy one tonight.
Yeah, get it over there. Bet Patrick Mahomes over a half a completion, and you should be in the win column headed into a loaded college football weekend. Get over there. Download it now. Use promo code SGP to sign up. New customer can take home $200 in bonus bets instantly just for betting $5. Code SGP only on DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the National Football League. The crown is yours, and if you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details and state-specific responsibilities, gambling resources. Bonus bets expire 7 days after insurance. And here we go. It is time, if you want to get over there, to that Chiefs game we're talking about, or some of these Big 12 games, go to Tuscaloosa, go to Waco, go to Lubbock. Get over there on Game Time, man. Planning is overrated. Get over there. Buying tickets for your favorite events should not be stressful. You shouldn't be freaking pinching pennies to be able to afford one of these loaded slates. Game Time is fast and an easy way to buy tickets, all sports, music, comedy, and theater near you. Killer deals, last minutes, and their best price, and you can stop stressing over all the little details with the tickets and getting hyped for the fun you want to have. Rush, you are a big advocate of Game Time. Talk to us a little bit about your experiences from years and years of using this great app.
Oh, yeah. I used it since its inception. I've used it to visit Mr. Troy Chewning there. I'll always chill out at Walter Sports Bar ahead of time. Wait for it. Second I see that price go down, hit it on Game Time, get to see where I'm going to sit. Always a good time.
Yeah, it's like shopping around for the best number. Get over there, shop around on Game Time to get the best number. Snack the tickets without stress with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use the promo code CFBX for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem code CFBX for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. All righty, let's get right into it because we got the Big 12, and it's leading off. Well, first off, Southern Utah at BYU no line, Duquesne at West Virginia no line, and Nichols at TCU no line. Stay tuned. They'll probably be out tomorrow evening, maybe Saturday morning, so stay tuned. Check the picks page for the picks on that one. All right, Friday night at the track in Lawrence. Here we go, blackout in Lawrence. We got the Fighting Illini going to Lawrence to play the Kansas Jayhawks. Contrasted styles here, guys. Belima,
very interesting.
He's gonna roll down there with the big gut, and he's gonna run the football. They're gonna play defense. I think this is a showcase game for Lance Leipold, Jalon Daniels. Jalon Daniels will play. They saved him in the opener. I love Kansas here. I think this is a showcase game for Kansas in this program and how far they've come, kind of like Duke on Monday night, a basketball school showing the country in a national spotlight on ESPN Friday night that they can also be a little bit of a football school. So give me the Jayhawks, lay the points here. Troy, where are you going?
This is one of the easiest locks of the week. This is
lock potential.
So last week, by not playing, Jalon Daniels took the lead on Jaden Daniels in the Daniels versus Daniels Heisman race by simply not playing. No, LSU they gained some yards, but yeah, I think I really agree with you. I think Jalen's gonna really show up this game. I saw a bunch of K-State fans were making fun of Kansas for not being able to sell out this game, but the only tickets that aren't sold are the visitor section for Illinois, and I think they're opening those up at like 7, so like 8 p.m. our time, 7 p.m. Central. There's going to be 42,000 people there for a freaking football game. That could be kind of scary, especially if they show up pretty well. Maybe they win by 10 points or so against Illinois. They could roll with some momentum. We could have been right on that Kansas preview.
Yeah, no, it's going to be interesting. Rush, where are you going here, Brand?
So this is the game of ground and pound versus finesse. And I think there's a reason they saved Jalon Daniels for this game as well. I was kind of on the fence of this game, and Troy gave me some beautiful words. He said, don't overthink it. And you know what? You're right. Why would I overthink this? Kansas is going to win this game. And another side of it too, the Illinois side, I think this isn't last year's Illinois team. This isn't this is a big down year for Illinois. So I think we still kind of have that Illinois brand in our head, but it'll play out who they really are this year. So I'm going to go Kansas -3. And don't forget, we got a former president of the United States, Mr. Kennedy, who likes to flip. And to give everyone a quick update, Troy last week with our Big 12 went 5-4. So he won the week last week. Me, Ryan, and Kennedy went 4-5. So when in doubt, just flip a coin. So here we go. It is heads. He's choosing the Illini.
All right, so he's on a road dog here. Chase Brown is not walking through that door. Tommy DeVito's not walking through that door. You're going down, Kennedy.
I was gonna say if you overthink this one, you'll end up like Bielema trying to decide if he wants crunchy or smooth peanut butter on his PB&J. Like you might just stand and stare at the pantry for about 5 or 6 minutes,
and then he gets both.
Yeah. Oh, well, why not both?
Yeah, I like me some Bielema, but I'm with you guys. This is an Illinois brand number. I think Kansas puts it on them. All right. Moving along, here we go. This game is going to be interesting. Troy from the Sun Belt, Troy Chewning's Troy Trojans, former program that Neil Brown led, is going to Manhappiness. K-State laying 16.5. Look ahead spot with Missouri on deck. I am all over the points here. I'm not. I think this is a conservative game plan. I think K-State, this was the spot where they dropped that Tulane game. I know I sound like a broken record. I think this is a conservative 11 a.m. game approach. K-State gets it done by 7 to 10 points. I'm on Troy and the experience and culture of that program to cover this number.
Who do you want first? Me still?
Yeah, we'll hand it to you, Troy.
Why change now?
When we lived in Montgomery, Alabama, my mom actually took me over to Troy, and we have a couple of old 24-hour developed photos of me out there. This is another don't overthink it. Kansas State doesn't look ahead for anything. Kansas State is the cream of the crop and the best team in the conference, and they will cover the 16.5 quite easily. I would even think about teasing this one up.
You mean down to 10.5?
No, I would think about teasing it up. I think Kansas State wins this game without letting Troy score more than 10 or 13 points.
Oh, you're talking about an alt line.
Yeah.
I got you. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Selling it up.
Yeah. Go ahead, Rush. Sorry.
I don't think this is necessarily a look-ahead spot for Kansas State. They do have Missouri on deck, kind of a rivalry. They'll definitely want to punch those guys in the gut. I think this is Troy's Super Bowl, and I know there's always that joke going around Twitter, like, "Oh, we're tired of being this team's Super Bowl. They win." I don't mean it in terms of that sort of thing. But I actually think Troy, they come up, give themselves a little bit of a game and maybe a little I feel like this thing has backdoor cover written all over it. When Kansas State's second strings, some of their third strings are out there, they're able to get backdoor cover. So I'm going to take the points with Troy. I don't think they're a bad team at all. So we'll see what Kennedy has to say as well. Oh, I think he really wants some roadhead this week. He's on Troy as well.
So Troy is on the Manhappiness Island. Give me 24-10 K-State. I like that.
How am I the only one not on Troy? My name's Troy.
you're zagging while everybody's zigging.
Hey, I bet you could use some roadhead though. Just ask Kennedy. He'll hook it up.
Here we fucking go. Iowa, the CyHawk Bowl. Matt Campbell finally got it done last year. They are a 4-point home dog. Shame on me for not having the over-under pulled up, because that is all that matters in this game. Over-under set at 36.5. So if it's a 2017 to game, you lose. So I mentioned it. Iowa had really been rolling in the series. Friends had Matt Campbell's number, but Campbell was able to beat him last year. I know McNamara, they're saying is going to give them a different element to their offense. I was not impressed by Iowa last week. I know everybody's saying they were conservative. When the hell are they not conservative? They're fucking Iowa. So there's no way in hell I am going to lay more than a field goal on either side. If this game is in Iowa City and Iowa State was laying 4, I'd say you're crazy. All over Iowa State, and I think you sprinkle some on that freaking money line, because I think Iowa State's a lot better than what people are saying. I think Iowa State, addition by subtraction with some of those gambling guys, Matt Campbell, best when his back's against the wall. Sprinkle some on that plus 165 money line, Troy.
The D-Gen Bowl, baby. We got motherfuckers betting on this game in the stands. We got moms. We got dads putting in $7.50.
Former presidents.
Money
Former
line.
presidents.
Yeah,
he's future presidents.
I don't – man. The funny part about this line is that they think that it's going to be a 20-16 game. Nobody's fucking scoring 20 points in this game. There's no way. And more than a field goal, again, either way, you got to take the points. I'm taking Iowa State with the points here. I don't know about the money line. It seems like a little bit of a revenge game possibly for Iowa. And the only thing that I was impressed about with Iowa's offense was very clearly the scripted drive. Like the first drive of the game went ultra well for them, and it was very clear that they had practiced those, whatever that play sequence was going to end up being, whether it was 8 to 10 to 12 plays. If they can do that, 7 points on the first drive of the game could be enough to win. Like that really could be it. A couple of field goals here and there, but yeah, I think this one might be Iowa by 3, but take the points.
I'm going a little contrarian here. I think Iowa State, they did impress us last week against UNI. However, they haven't, this team with lack of experience hasn't, gone up against an Iowa where this game should be the last weekend of the college football year. But nonetheless, I'm giving this game actually kind of a normal score. I know I've been joking all week. First team to 2 safeties wins it. I think Iowa wins 17-10.
17. I was going to say, we got to give out a score prediction here. 17-10. You said a normal score, 17-10.
That's what I mean, this is Iowa State. That's what I'm saying. Actually, Troy, it's not a normal score because it's Iowa State. So 17-10.
Troy, what's your exacta here?
I'll do... You said 36 was the over-under, right? 36.5 or something like that. So I'll go way under that. I'll take 16-13, but not a normal 16-13. 2 missed extra points, and Iowa makes the field goal at the end to win.
And Kennedy's roadhead continues. He's on Iowa.
I love it. I'll go Iowa State wins 11-10.
11-9.
9-1-1 safety. Three field goals and a safety. Iowa State gets it done 11-10.
Game-winning safety. Oh, nothing would make me.
What did you say Kennedy hit?
He's continuing with this roadhead. Hey, you might think he's on a presidential campaign. He's touring the whole country on the road, getting his dick sucked. Hey, he's ready to go.
He's hanging out with Donnie Trump there in Ames, Iowa. So, all right, we will get into the rest of the slate.
Rather hang with Hunter.
We got to talk about, that guy. Hall of Fame bets. Win bigger by betting smarter this NFL season with Hall of Fame bets, the sports betting analytics platform for parlays, player props, game lines, research every NFL, NBA, MLB, and soccer. How about that? They got soccer bets going on with historical stats and data. You might need some soccer bets after watching Iowa State, Iowa. It might be a similar score. Enter any parlay into the Hall of Fame's bets revolutionary parlay optimizer tool to get a hit rates broken down by every leg as well as expected probability by the entire parlay. Sort all the players by hit rate, any bet to learn which players are not and which ones you need to hit for a hot value. Stop betting in the dark and join over 30,000 users researching Hall of Fame bets to create a more intelligent, data-driven parlays. Get some analytics over here. Download the Hall of Fame Bets app and visit hofbets.com. Use the promo code SGPN, 50% off for the first month today. Start researching, start winning with Hall of Fame bets. And, of course, we're brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. It has a way to play alongside your favorite football team all season long with their pick 'em. And you pick between 2 to 5 players each week, select whether they'll go higher or lower. Troy, this has been your specialty. Then you usually spend your Sundays watching the games. You can win up to 20 times your money in a single game by just going 5 for 5. That's 100%. It's a fantasy game, but you can win real money. Troy, let's go 5 for 5 this week. Started off, what is your favorite one this week for Underdog Fantasy?
Is it a provided slate or just any player props?
Any player props out there that you're catching your eyes?
I'll give you one for tonight's game. That's Jahmyr Gibbs replacing who's the real smiley guy that Jamal Williams. Yeah, replacing Jamal as the touchdown poacher. I think Jamal ended up with 16 touchdowns last year or something crazy like that.
BYU.
Yeah, I'm thinking little midget man Jahmyr can maybe crawl under the legs of the offensive line and get in there. So we'll go with that. I have a pretty sizable bet on him for anytime TD tonight. So
yeah, you heard it. Get over there, bet Jahmyr Gibbs, bet Patrick Mahomes. Watch it along, make your picks, and maybe get a little bit of cash on over underdogs mobile app and website, underdogfantasy.com. And when you sign up, use the promo code SGPN. Underdog will double your first deposit up to $100. Reminder, that's Underdog's fantasy promo code SGPN. All righty. We are back on the Big 12 College Experience, diving into this loaded slate. All righty. Here we go. This one is intriguing. SMU going to Norman. ACC, SEC matchup here. Oklahoma laying the 16 seems a little bit inflated after putting it on Butch Jones and that god-awful Arkansas State team. That team needs to be banned from playing the rest of the year. This one got up to about 17, 18, I think at one point. Come down to 16. I think it's a tricky spot, Troy, for the Sooners. I'm all over the points. I was impressed with SMU offensively. I think Oklahoma gets it done, but I'm not laying more than 2 possessions with Oklahoma against a quality team. I just think Oklahoma's unproven. I know they railed Arkansas State, but I got to see it one more time against somebody that's quality or worth the shit. So where are you going here, Troy, with your Sooners?
I was leaning SMU even throughout the preseason and coming through some of the previews we did. Was thinking about maybe SMU is the team that gets them, not Cincinnati. But I think I'm just going to stick with my strategy so far this week and not overthink this. Oklahoma wins this game, 52-21.
Could happen. I just need to see it. Rush.
SMU didn't look too bad last week. And, they got a little bit. They're fired up that they're in the ACC. I don't know why. They're not paying anything.
They're a walk-on.
Getting any money. Exactly. They're a walk-on, not getting any money for 7 years. I mean, hell, the Big 12 could have probably given them a little bit of a better.
The Gunnar Gundy of the ACC.
There you go. I'm still. I feel like we saw the verdict's still out for Oklahoma and Venables. I mean, he loves just beating up on the small guys. We saw it last year. And then when you kind of come to these games where, I'm not saying SMU is the equivalent to some of the other teams in the Big 12, but I don't think SMU is bad either. I'm definitely taking the points in this game.
Kennedy
is going to Oklahoma. I don't blame him. He probably doesn't want a lot to do with Dallas with SMU.
He got shot there.
Yeah. So he's going to Oklahoma.
See, Kennedy 47-20 seems kind of smart. I feel like
could be.
I feel like Oklahoma's significantly better. I think the stink of last year is staying around a little too long. We need to watch that shirt. That was way too long ago.
Sign me up for 38-24. I like predicting the scores. One of my favorite hobbies. All right, here we go. The Natty look good in week 1, and they're going Emory Jones, Scott Satterfield going to that filthy place up there, that city that stinks. Pittsburgh, the Panthers at that stupid stadium. They play at the NFL stadium. It's not even Heinz Field anymore. Acura bullshit's what I call it. I'll give you Acura. I feel like this is a trap. I'm on Cincy just because I'm not laying more than a touchdown with Narduzzi. But I feel like this is a bait, man. This line seems way too big for this game. But give me the points. Eat shit, Pitt. Look ahead spot. They got the Mountaineers on deck on the C-Dub network. I'm not laying more than a touchdown with Narduzzi. I'll take the points.
So I was thinking right before the show, maybe I'll do a couple week complete switch over and get all on Emory Jones. But again, I'm not going to overthink this one. Emory Jones on the road sucks. So I'm expecting him to suck. I think Pitt might win this by about 10. I do think they could win by just a touchdown, though, with that hook really screwing a bunch of people.
I think you're right.
But I'll go ahead and take Pittsburgh, lay the points.
I'm with you. That hook is just – I don't know if it stinks or something doesn't feel right about it. I'm going on the premise of Pitt has a look-ahead game against the Mountaineers next week, a game that we'll be talking about a lot. Also, for anyone out there, Ryan and I do the Ryan and Rush Show, the West Virginia sports side of things. So check it out. Subscribe to our channel on YouTube. But I'm going Cincy in this one. I think that until I know it was Satterfield and Emory Jones, and I don't have them high this year. at all. But I think things eventually catch up to them. But until that happens, you got to Cincinnati has to show they're not capable. And they haven't done that yet. I know there's a lot of changes. I know a lot of stuff. So I'm going to take the points with Cincinnati. And for what you said, Ryan Narduzzi, anything, a touchdown, anything more than a touchdown's probably a no-go. So I'm on Cincy. We'll see what Kennedy has to say. He is going tails. He is going Pittsburgh.
He's staying at home in Pitt. I also, man, I'm not a Jerkovich guy either. I think he's way overrated. Now, I may be eating my words here in a week, but I was not impressed with him in his Boston College days, his Notre Dame days. I'm not laying a touchdown. And Narduzzi's been known to lay an egg at least once a year at home. So
who would you rather have, Edon Slovis or Jerkovich?
I was just about to say that. And Rush and I actually had this talk last night.
Because it's not even a question.
I think they both aren't very good. They kind of both remind me of JT Daniels, where they just keep bouncing from school to school. Nobody wants them. Probably Jerkovich. I'm not a Slovis guy.
I mean, I think Jerkovich is at least average. I still think Edon Slovis is slightly below average. I don't
disagree with that.
I think Jerkovich he's not quite Sam Hartman, but if you threw him onto a team like Notre Dame, he would probably look about the same that Sam Hartman does until they're actually tested or something along those lines. And then you really, really see the difference. I just don't see Cincy as too much of a test. Would you take Emory Jones over Jerkovich?
Ask me on Saturday. That was our whole discussion last night with Rush and I, that it's like the battle of the journeymen, and you don't would you be surprised if Pitt won this game or Cincinnati won this game? I actually say you sprinkle a little bit on the money line, where you just bet on Pitt to Pitt, or they'll shit the bet at home. So it's going to be interesting. This is probably one of my least favorite games of the weekend, I would say. Would you guys agree with that?
It's not my least favorite.
It's I mean,
feel wise, from the number.
Oh
no, I love the game.
This game is as we talked about last night, Ryan. Could be Emory Jones, right? He's like basement to like the penthouse. That's his floor to ceiling ratio, and I feel like this game could be the same thing. Who knows with this game? This game it's a weird game.
Like I was saying earlier, the hook is always scary, but in college, you've got kickers that'll miss extra points. So,
I agree.
No, interested to watch this one. Go Bearcats. That's all I got to say. Eat shit, Pitt. I can't pick Pitt. You got to be shot here in Morgantown. All right, let's move along. Oh, here we go, baby. Fox game of the week, prime time in West Texas, Lubbock, the home opener. Coming off a loss in Laramie, the Oregon Quack Ducks they're still scoring on Portland State. Come in laying 6.5, so no hook involved here in this one. Hook the other way. Everybody's betting Oregon. Texas Tech buy low spot. Texas Tech is winning this goddamn game. Give me the Red Raiders. They've had this one circled. They looked ahead. They disappointing last week against Wyoming. Bounce back. They get it done against Oregon. They drag him into the West Texas dust up air, get it done in front of that crazy fan base. Red Raiders and the points and the money line at plus 200, plus 210. Get on it. Let's go Raiders. I
think the money line has actually come down a little bit for Tech, even though the spread has stayed at 6.5, because I had seen it at 240 and 230 before. So the money must be coming in on them to win straight up, and I think I'm right there with you. The only thing that's making me think of those sweet Oregon white on the silver helmets with the all white jerseys. Those were pretty dope.
Those are nice jerseys. I do agree.
I just don't think, even if Oregon wins this game, that it could be a field goal or a touchdown down 3 and win by 4 or something like that. I am going to take the 6.5 as it's available. Texas Tech's favor.
It would have been nice. I hope everybody got it at the beginning of the week when it was 7.5. By the way,
7.5 was a little bit easier.
Yeah.
Hey, you get it at 7.5, you get it at 6.5. It doesn't matter. Texas Tech money line. Honestly, I might be looking at alternate spreads for Texas Tech to win.
I like it. Bo Nix road spot, is that back in effect?
Of course. Kennedy, it's on Oregon.
Oh, he's had a bad week. Kennedy, you got a bad weekend coming
just
for you,
doesn't.
brother.
He every time last week he went with all the Texas schools, and that was his second try in Texas, and the first one definitely didn't work out, and last week didn't seem to work out.
He's eating all that chalk this week. You're going down, Kennedy. All right, so we're all on the Red Raiders. Sprinkle some. Don't even sprinkle. Just take it. Plus 210 on the money line. All right. Some would say this is the game of the week. Texas SEC preview. Welcome to the SEC. Going down to T-Town, Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Numbers up to 7.5 now. Everybody that's been the preseason trendy underdog pick. This is the year Texas cements itself to being back. Not happening. Get the fuck out of here. Nick Saban's had this one scheduled. I looked back. You know how Texas stayed in the game last year? Alabama had 150 yards of penalties. That's not happening again. Alabama rolls them, I think 35-17 from our guy that gave out the West Virginia Duquesne score. 35-17, roll damn tide. They dominate Texas in the trenches. Troy.
I think the reason why the money's coming in on Alabama is this is another, don't really overthink it. Obviously, everyone was giving the super quarterback edge to Quinn Ewers. And the way that he looked, I mean, I know Rhys is a little bit more challenging of a team than people want to give them credit for, but it's still Rhys. And the way that Alabama knows they can just have those big dudes up front, push forward, and get back to that old school Alabama style, it's going to be rough, man. Milroe's just Derrick Henry. He just Derrick Henry and the Wildcat, basically. So, yeah, man, this is one where I would be looking into alternate lines for Alabama to probably win this one. This might be a prove it 45-21 or 42-21 or something like that, where they just run them out of the fucking building.
Yeah.
Couldn't agree more. An alternate line game. You don't think this is a spread that was created on last year's memory. And when you have a chance to beat a powerhouse in any sport like Alabama and you don't do it, most likely it's not going to happen again. I'm going Alabama all the way. 7.5. That hook doesn't scare me at all. But we'll see what the former president has to say, and he's on Roll Tide as well. Shocker! Even Kennedy is just we're
that Texas bullshit out of here. And to keep in mind, last year the line was 20. You're telling me if you do the math that they flipped 26 points in an offseason? Alabama's going to roll their ass, man. They're walking into a buzzsaw. And Troy, you mentioned it. Quinn Ewers on the road. Get the fuck out of here. We saw that last year enough. All righty. Speaking of a game in the great state of Texas, this game is a sneaky spot here. Dana coming off the big win against UTSA, dumped the Gatorade game, going down to Rhys. JT Daniels is playing quarterback. Oh, I'm all over Rhys. This is a sandwich spot. Houston coming off the big win over the Meep Roadrunners. They got TCU in the Big 12 inaugural game next week, sold out. I think you take Rhys, and this has been a common theme for me. I think you sprinkle some on that plus 295 little brother angle money line. I'm taking the points here. You could probably the better quarterbacks at Rhys.
I would argue that JT Daniels is the better quarterback than Donovan Smith, but after last week's performance, I think Houston might be as good as Texas. They might be a little bit worse, but somewhere around there. So I don't know. The 9.5 after only scoring 17 points is rough. Yeah, I'll take the points. I think Houston wins the game, but I think that might be a theme for Houston this year, as the defense is a little bit better than anyone expected just by simply making form tackles and not letting guys run 20 extra yards every play. I'll take the points with Rhys, but I'm going to stay away from the money line there.
Dude, that money line's enticing. I'm with you, Ryan. There's something about
that hook baiting you to take Houston? Everybody's going to say, "Oh, Houston just got to win by 10. They won last week. Rhys sucks."
Oh man, I think Rhys wins this game. I'm more. This is kind of what I was talking about earlier with the whole like if you're kind of feeling the spread, just go for the money line. This is the perfect example for me. Like I'm not betting right. Like I'm either going money line or not betting this game at all. But I'm leaning to for this purpose. I am taking the points with Rhys at -9.5, and that money line is probably going to get hit. So see what the former president has to say, and the former president's all over Rhys as well.
This could definitely be one of those games where like Dana spent 95% of his brain power last week, and now he only has like he's only recovered 10% of it, so he's at 15, and it could be rough.
I've seen it at West Virginia. This could be a Dana blow it game. Absolutely,
it's a primetime game too. We've seen that too.
They won't be in the powder blues. I don't think they'll wear those 2 weeks in a row. So that's 3 extra points.
Honestly, if Houston covers this number, I'm super impressed. Then I think we start
they're
talking
a player. If they
top
cover
tier
this
of
number,
the league.
they're as good as Texas. Number. Yeah.
Oh yeah. They're going to beat Texas.
Maybe not top tier, but you have to take it seriously.
Texas, right in the middle, baby.
There's not much competition at the top tier right now. That's what I said. Especially we'll see what Texas does this weekend in Oklahoma. But speaking of top tier, the UCF, very, very, very shiny Knights, laying 3.5 at the blue turf, coming off the route to start the year. Boise got absolutely housed in Seattle against Michael Penix, as Troy will say. The system play here again. Boise's rocking blue on blue. They've lost like 6 games since 2000 at home. Boise, the look ahead in the summer was a pick 'em. I think that's where it should be. You're giving me more than a field goal. I'm not going to overreact to Boise getting housed by Washington. That offense is going to house a lot of people. Back at home, huge travel spot, all over Boise here. I'm not overreacting. Give me the point, and I think Boise might win this game. Unfortunately, I'm rooting for UCF.
So, unfortunately for Boise, is Gus Malzahn found an all-blue turf field to practice on all week long. So,
I saw that.
Where was that at?
I have
Florida
no clue.
Somewhere.
I would assume it's some like good high school.
He probably rolled up to an equipment manager and be like, "There's 10 cans of spray paint right there. You know what to do." And it probably took all day just to spray.
This is a system play for me in the other way. I think UCF's offense is. I don't think it's as good as Washington's, but I think it can. If you let it start rolling, it could probably produce as many points as they did. Give me UCF showing that they actually are the class of this league, possibly. Like you were saying, the top's not that crowded now. Might as well get your name in the hat.
Fair enough, but this line reeks. It smells so bad. Boise's winning this game. They're definitely a money line candidate, and this is another like I'm not. If I'm betting this game, I'm not taking any points. I'm going Boise money line, but for this purpose, I will take the 3.5 points for Boise. And I said it on the UCF preview. I was really worried about this game for them. They looked great against Kent State, but who's Kent State? I mean, they lost their head coach to Colorado to be an assistant. Another thing we haven't even talked about there is maybe that head coach at Kent State was like, yeah, this team sucks. I'd rather be an assistant for Dion. See you guys later. Boise State all the way.
Yep. Blue turf. Let's go.
Oh. Kennedy's on good old Central Florida. It's not Central Florida.
Very, very shiny.
It's UCF. Okay, I know.
He wants to go down to the bounce house. Little Todd's bouncing up and down. You know, he knows where the action's at. He's not hanging out in Boise, Idaho. He's hanging out in Orlando at Disney World with all them good-looking women. Anyway, I digress. Let's move along. Speaking of a man, oh yeah, here we go in the late window.
Wait, hold on. Time out real quick, Ryan. I have a quick question for you. Sorry to interrupt. How many good-looking single women do you really think there are at Disney World? Single good-looking.
Well, no, Disney World happens to be there. I'm talking about at UCF.
Okay, I wanted to clarify that real quick. So, okay.
Kissimmee's a little further away.
Yeah. Hey, but I'll tell you a guy that all the single ladies will fall in love with. It's this guy right here. Because he's going out to Tempe. Tempe, speaking of where the women are beautiful, Tempe, Arizona. This place is going to be lit. Arizona State looked like shit. I'm not going to lie. I had Southern Utah plus 35 and sprinkled on the 40-1 money line, and they almost won in the monsoon. This is a trap, though, man. I'm worried, but I'm going to trust the best coach in the Big 12, in my opinion. I'm going to trust Gundy. Late game, grinds it out, wins, gets a late touchdown, they win by 10. But it's a very public side. All these favorites are very public this week. I'll eat the chalk here, take the favorite. It's a system play for me. Gundy wins with his 3 quarterbacks, including his son. Nepotism at its finest. Troy.
So this is a trap spot until we saw the line go from 4 to 3.5, and then from 3.5 to 3. This is not a trap spot anymore. You at least get your money back. Gundy's going to win this game at least by a field goal, but I wouldn't be surprised if Rangel starts the game, and if he gets going, this again could end up being like a 38-21, and Gundy just kind of, the only issue is quarterback play. We can solve that in 1 week because I'm Mike fucking Gundy. We'll just put another quarterback in there.
I love it.
I'm laying points with him too on the road.
Yeah.
This just feels like, I get how this line kind of stinks, but you're right, Troy. It did come down a bit. I just see this game and I'm like, you can't tell me Gundy's not going to will his way to winning by more than 3 points. He's going to will his way. And he's going to be like, you know what? These motherfuckers over there, we have to play them again next year. Show them who we are. Fuck them. Oklahoma State, man. Cowboys. There he is. Gundy.
Subscriber of the Big 12 experience.
Gundy seems like he could Uncle Rico
Allegedly.
the quarterbacks into playing better. Just like, man, if you let me get out there and I throw one of these goddamn balls 75 yards down the field on a dime, you're never seeing this fucking field again.
You can't tell me if Gunner plays that game and say he sees a mistake, Gundy's going to go to the sideline and start like, no, son, you got to do it like this and put the gloves on. And like, remember what we talked about when you were 10, that arm motion, you swing it over like that.
You see him, you see Gundy pull out like the old school tire swing on the sidelines and has Gunner sitting there like throwing the ball through the tire.
What? Oh shoot. What was it?
Which one's Gunner?
Blues. I don't even know.
Because this was like 3 years ago. I wonder, I think the one in the middle is Gunner. I'd have to look. I'm used to seeing him with the helmet on. I just realized Gunner's in there.
He's going to do Varsity Blues. All right, son, got the can on my head. Just knock it down. Yeah. That's what we'll do. At halftime, Gundy will go in, just sling a beer. All right, son, if you want to go out there and win, you hit this fucking can off my head. You can't tell me he's not willing his team to beat Arizona State by more than 3 points. Let's see what Kennedy has to say about it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, he's on Oklahoma State too. See, even the coin, the coin has the brains.
My advice on this one, though, it opened at 2.5, went to 3.5, back down to 3. Get it at 3. Don't wait till it gets to 3.5 because I could see Oklahoma State winning by a field goal, like Troy said, and we all push. But I just don't see them losing this game. It's Gundy. It's Gundy.
Oh, he'll will his way to a win. It's just by how many points. This is a Gundy will his way game.
And Gundy will make sure he gets the cover. He's one of those guys that'll run it in at the end to make sure he gets it or a late field goal. So anyway, I digress. We got one game on the slate, and it is our Big 12 game of the week. Go check out our preview where we had Bryn from the Utah Football Podcast, and we had Joe Goodman from the Bear Den because we were talking. Sorry, I can't talk right now. I can't breathe. The Utah Utes are going to Waco. Utes laying 7.5. Look ahead. So this has kind of been a common theme of this week, an overcorrection and overreaction to week 1. I know Baylor looked like dog shit. I'll put it right out there. But the look ahead this summer was Utah -1. I'm not overreacting to one game and changing by a whole touchdown, especially when I know Shapen's not playing, but Rising's not playing. And I know their backup quarterback played well, or the third-string guy played well on opening night. But we've seen it where you can get up for one game and then you're back to reality in games 2 and 3. Baylor is winning this goddamn game. They're riding the ship. Give me Waco, 11 a.m. kick. They'll be rowing right up to McLean Stadium and that beautiful water in Waco. Give me the Bears. Take the points, obviously, and then sprinkle and take that money line set currently on DraftKings plus 270. Give me the Baylor Bears. Let's go. System play.
This Utah team, even with Cam Rising, is completely different on the road than they are at home. Bingo. For some reason, they are they're not even close to the same football team. It's crazy. Yeah, I'm going to stick with the Sheila angle. She's been wanting this guy to play for a minute. The fans have kind of given up on Shapen. I think maybe the team did too. Like I said on Tuesday, he did look like he was running around trying to make the plays, but that could be kind of because the team wasn't for him. And so now he's kind of forced to do that. Doesn't always work if you're not, Johnny Manziel or somebody that's super duper ultra talented. So I don't know. It just seems like a get back game. Probably a quarterback that has a chance to play well and end up playing for the rest of the year. Just no questions asked, really, even when Shapen comes back from an injury. That was kind of their issue last year. Shapen got hurt. They couldn't right the ship. Maybe they're a little more well prepared. I'm going to take the points with Baylor. I mean, 7.5. This seems like if Utah wins, it's a touchdown.
Guys, it's just how I drawed it up. They'd lose to Texas State. They drawed. Just how I drawed it up. That they would lose to Texas State, and then Sawyer would come in, and then he'd be the one to light it up.
Sawyer is definitely a kid that drawed.
Say that again.
The name Sawyer is definitely a kid that drawled.
Oh, definitely. Baylor's. I'm still debating the money line, but they're definitely covering this spread. And like I said, for my dark horse purposes, I need him to win this game. But you're absolutely right, guys. This is a complete overreaction. Baylor's at least covering this game, like no doubt in my mind. They probably win it. I mean, you know what? Screw it. I'm saying it now. Baylor money line.
I love it.
You got to keep betting your horse. You can't just let 1 week turn you off from your horse, Rush.
No, you can't. And
There's
Mr. Kennedy agrees. Baylor.
He's on Baylor. Sick 'em, baby. That is the game of the week in the Big 12. And you know what? This could be addition by subtraction at the quarterback. I mean, Shapen, he's been up and down, so we'll see. He may not get his job back here. Baylor gets this done. I don't think they're going to go back to Shapen. We see it, especially in the Big 12, man. Some guy comes out of nowhere. I mean, I think it might be happening at Iowa State right now. So we'll see. I love Baylor in the situational spot. And I kind of teased it because it's a lock, dog, and teaser time. And after this, we'll give out our money line round robin. I'll go right back to where I just came from. Lock up Baylor plus 7.5. What the hell are we doing? Lock that shit up.
I'm 100%. Yeah. I'm 100% locking Kansas tomorrow night. I think that they win that game pretty easily. 3 points is definitely not scary for a Kansas offense that can score a lot and an Illinois offense that just can't.
I'm locking Bama minus 7.5.
Ooh, I like it.
Easy mony.
I like it. Roll
free money is like some of our friends like to say, right? Remember free money?
Yeah.
Free money.
How'd that go for my dog? I hit the plus 500 Wyoming Cowboy money line last week over the Texas Tech Raiders. Zig while they zag. Give me the Texas Tech Red Raiders as my dog. Plus 210 over at DraftKings. We're getting it done. Get that Oregon bullshit uniform out of here. Bounce back for the Big 12. Go Bears and go Red Raiders.
Dog has got to be Iowa State. 4 points is too much in a game that's not going to be decided by. I mean, it really could be a safety. So, yeah, 4 points is too much.
I like it.
My dog is with you, Ryan. Texas Tech money line. That just seems easy. That another round of free money. And I might be jumping the gun here, so I apologize if I am. But Troy did bring up Iowa. The dog parlay, Texas Tech, Rice, Baylor. There's your Texas parlay right there.
Tech 2-step or Texas 3-step.
The Texas 3-step.
We call it the magic bullet.
I like it. I'll come right back to that in a minute. Let's go teaser, then we'll come back to our round robin, and I'll plug that puppy in to see what odds we're getting. Mm-hmm. All right, let's go for the tease. Well, Iowa State's going to go up to 10 because there's first 1 to 10 wins. So why would I think that? Why would I think that somebody's going to win more than 10? So Iowa State plus the 10. Alabama down to minus 1.5. They're going to roll their ass. That's just a little insurance just for fun. And I'll go Boise plus 9.5, so I can cross that touchdown key number. So for my tees, I got Boise. I got, you know what? I'm gonna take out Iowa State. I'm gonna go Rhys plus 15.5. That way I have the cushion of losing by 2 touchdowns. So I got Boise plus 9.5. I got Rhys plus 15.5, and Roll Tide, get their asses out of T-Town, Tuscaloosa, minus 1.5 for my teaser.
So I wanted to tease Iowa State up to 10 as well. And I really like the Rhys up to 15.5, but I can tease. Can I tease Oklahoma State to win bigger? Or would I have to go back?
That'd be an alt spread. You would go Oklahoma State plus 3.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and do that.
Okay.
So I'll do Rhys, Oklahoma State teasing through the 0. And what did I say? Iowa State? Yeah, Iowa State plus 10. Iowa State plus 10 might win if the game goes to overtime. What would it be? 0-0? That's easy. I mean, come on.
Yeah. I like it.
That would be great if the CyHawk Bowl went to overtime at 3-3, and then because of the new 2-point score, it ended up being like 45-46.
Football's back.
Yeah.
So there's actually a lot of teasers that you could do here. I'll diversify it a little bit. I'll go Bama minus 1.5, Oklahoma State plus 3, and Rhys 15.5.
There you go. So somewhat similar. We're all looking alike.
Yeah. I will say 2 other candidates I was considering and I still feel confident about is Texas Tech plus 12.5 and SMU plus 22. I will say those are my alternate teasers.
I like it. And we are all on. Troy, are you hopping on this 44-1 Moneyline Round Robin of the 3 Texas schools that are looking to bounce back?
What happens if you add Iowa State in there? What does that become?
Let me plug that puppy in. There's so many damn games.
Rhys, Texas Tech, and Baylor.
Mm-hmm.
And Baylor. That's the Texas schools. If you add if you add the Cyclones, 118-1. I kind of like the Texas trio. I like the Texas theme.
The Texas 3-step.
Yeah, the magic bullet.
I like it.
I'll hop on the magic bullet.
Yeah.
So there you go. You got Baylor plus 270, Rhys plus 295, Texas Tech plus 210, 44-1 Moneyline Round Robin. Get it before it's too late, because I'm telling you, that motherfucker's going to hit. All right. All righty. That is it for the Big 12 College Experience Week 2. Russ, tell everybody where to find you and congratulate you once this 44-1 parlay hits.
At Rambling Rush, Twitter, on Instagram. Don't forget, Ryan and I do the Ryan and Rush Show, the West Virginia side of things. Find us on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram as well. We appreciate all the support, and good luck with your bets this weekend.
You guys can always find me on the X, just at Troy Chewning, the full name, baby. TroyChewning. Right now, my picture is just my face edited over the dude that showed up to his homie's funeral just so he could make sure that motherfucker dead.
I love it. You guys can find me at Moneyline_Mac. Be here all week and talking college football. Like I said, 44-1. Get it before it's too late. Rhys, Baylor, and Texas Tech, 44-1. You can thank us on Saturday night for the recap show. Good luck with your college football week number 2 bets. Let it ride.